Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Road to Pro Truck Series. We are at Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, baby. Here we are. And we are being brought to you tonight by the Gerald Collection. Walking sticks. They are just fantastic if you need to have a little help. Or just need something to lean on when you're walking around, going on those hikes. Well, we'll get back to that in a moment because right now we're looking at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Gerald Collection 188. That equals out to about 125 laps. We have one fast repair. A stage break will happen at lap 42. We have 4 sets of tires, 1 on the truck and 3 in the pits. We're running 60% fuel. So we're going to see if we can get a hold of one of the guys a little bit later on and see what the fuel run is. I'm thinking 60%. I'm thinking somewhere around 30 laps, but I could be wrong on that. So anyway, the boys are just out there now doing their qualification laps. So we're going to see how they make out. Going to keep an eye. And yes, so we're going to jump back in. Again, this is the Road to Pro Series, brought to you by the Gerald Country Collections. And it is the Las Vegas 188 this week. So our points going into Vegas, we have Stephen Kirby at 132. Ty Bostic is in second, down 7 points. Third goes to William Curran. He's down 21 points. Zach Ward is in fourth, down 21 points as well. Kane Vandermark is in fifth. He's down 43 points. John Ledger is minus 45 points in sixth position. Tristan Bass is in seventh, minus 51 points from the leader. Marty Calvert is in eighth position, minus 58 points from the leader. Brandon Fielder is in ninth position. He's down 60 points, as well as Jeff Nairn, who is in 10th place. He's also 60 points off the lead. All right, so let's go and take a quick look and see the power standings, the power rankings. Stephen Kirby is in the lead. Ty Bostic, Kane Vandermark, John Ledger, Zachary Ward, William Curran, Marty Calvert, Christian Bass, Daniel Green, and Duke Smith is in 10th. All right, let's see what else we have. We have a walking stick assortment by Gerald Collections. Just awesome, awesome walking sticks. I'll tell you what, you're going to go for a hike anywhere out in the wilderness or out in the woods. You definitely want to have yourself a really good walking stick, just in case you need to fend off some animals or crazy dogs or loose chickens. You never know. You might get a rooster or probably a turkey. You never know. They're out wandering around this time of year. Alrighty, so we're going to go back. We're going to go take a look, see if they have the grid as of yet. We're still waiting for them to grid up. Waiting for that to come available. As soon as we get that, we will put it up. The guys will jump on the pit lane. And we'll get this thing ready to go. We'll be right back with the starting grid. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we now have the starting grid for tonight's race. Matthew Karakov is in first place. On the outside is Jeff Nairn. In row 2, Philip Beaver, Ty Bostic. Row 3, Kane Vandermark, Max Troin. Row 4, Zach Ward, John Ledger. Row 5, William Curran, Joe Tardif. Row 6 is Marty Calvert and Bryn George. Then we have David Baldessari and Chandler Chubbett. And then we have Elliott Swoop in the 15th spot. Marshall Dugan is in 16th. Jeffrey Belk is in 17th. Zachary Allen is in 18th on the outside. Daniel Green is in 19th. Steve Mormon is on the 20th position on the outside. Brandon Fielder is in the 21st position. Duke Smith is in 22nd. Evan and Mick, 23rd. Mark Ward is in 24th position. David Watts is in 25th. Christian Bass is in 26th. Justin Moyers is back in 27th position. Wes Gallo is in 28th position on the outside. Ryan Pittman is in 29th. Eric Olson is in 30th position. And Brian Swoop is in the 31st position, rounding out the field. So that's our grid. We're just going to get everyone started, get things happening. Going to take a look at pit lane. Waiting for them to grid up. They're all starting to come off pit lane now. Actually, they are off pit lane. They're starting on the front straightaway, actually, today. No wonder I couldn't find them on pit lane. So here we go. Everyone's going around the track. The lights are off in the pace car, so we're just going to have our one lap going around. We have different camera angles. We don't have a lot tonight. Whiplash SimCam usually brings us our camera angles every week, as well as from another series. They're really good guys, and they're taking good care of me, actually. But for this race, we don't really have a whole lot of cameras from them. So we're going to be basically running with stock. So here we go. We have all the trucks, 31 of them, on their way around pit lane. Actually, around the track. I'm sorry, a little tongue-tied here tonight. Got a couple things going on in the background. Just need to pay attention to what's going on. So we'll bring up our track map. They're coming out of turn 4 now. The pace truck will be pulling off. There it goes. We're coming down pit lane. It's coming down pit lane. The drivers are coming to the flag. Here we go, boys. We're racing. Green flag in the air. We're going. Here we go. We have a good jump on the lead. Jeff Nairn is on the outside. Matthew Karakov is on the inside. Trading back and forth. Everyone's nice and close right now. Trading back and forth. We have a couple trucks down, looking down on the inside. But so far, everyone's maintaining their positions for the most part. Matthew Karakov is pulling out now into the lead. Pulled ahead of Jeff Nairn. Jeff Nairn is going to see if he can get back up with him, but I'm not sure if he can. I think he's just going to fall in behind for now. Everyone just mind their P's and Q's, so to speak, and away we go. We have a car into the wall. I don't see any damage as of yet. He's still out there, but he pulled himself off the wall. He's back down, but he dropped back considerably. No warnings, no flag on the call. So we're still racing. Matthew Karakov. I'm not quite sure who that was. We're going to take a run back for a moment. We're going to go to the back of the field. That's Max Troyne. We'll take a look out of his windshield just to take a quick look off his roller on the roof of his truck. He's fell back a little bit, but he's not too bad. He's back there behind the Ram. Someone's driving a new Ram truck there. It looks like Brian Swoop is driving the new Ram truck. We'll take a look at his truck there. He's got the Dodge colors on it. He is driving the Ram today. That is a brand new upgrade for iRacing. So he did some work and he rushed out to get his paint job done and get ready for tonight's race. It's a good looking truck without a doubt. It's nice to see the Dodge is back onto the track. Okay, we're going to jump back up to Matthew Karakov. Just take a quick look. Him and Jeff Nairn seem to be pulling away from the front of the pack just a little bit by about half a second. Everyone else is getting fairly close into the single row. Driving along. They're not doing anything crazy as of yet. I'm not seeing any issues as of yet. But They're all spacing out. We have them 2 by 2 farther back in the back of the pack. Some close to 3 wide in places. We're just taking a look back through the pack. Well, there's Evan and Mick's truck, the 77. Riding along with him back there. Give you a good idea. Everyone is just riding along nice. We're going to wait to Steve Mormon. Steve Mormon's truck. He's in the 26. So as you're watching, anytime I go to look at someone, you will usually see him, as long as I have it up, you will see his truck in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. So we're looking at the 26 truck with Steve Mormon. So we're going to keep on looking through the pack here. Just got to take a look and see. There's David Watts in the 54. He had a little bit of trouble last week, but he survived it. And he's back again here to Vegas to try his luck. That's what they're all doing this week, actually. They're all in Vegas trying their luck. I heard the boys were out at the casino for a little while. A couple of the guys turned out pretty well for them. A couple of the guys said, yeah, they got to get back to the track before they lose their shirt and they don't have a ride anymore. Okay, Matthew Karikoff, he's down low, cutting the corner low. That's our leader. He's back at the front of the pack. So I can see by my feedback, everything looks to be good. I'm not seeing anyone in my chat area for some reason. Not quite sure what's going on with my chat box. I will take a look and see if I can reopen my chat box for my... There we go. I have my chat back up again. It was a glitch in the system. So APA 8. Remember, if you ain't first, you're last. That's true enough. SMXXVI. This race is for Josh in his remembrance of Jarvis. There you go. Absolutely. Okay, we have a caution out. Evan and Mick has crashed. We're going to take a look back. Take a look and see what happened to Evan. He's in the 77. We were just looking at him a little while ago. The 24 got a little sideways and he came up. Oh, and he came up and nailed him. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to go back and take a look. William Kerwin crashed as well. What happened to William? Let's take a quick look at William. There he is in the 81. He got down low. I'm not sure what happened to William. He got down low and he's just pulled off the track at this moment that time. Okay, so well, I'm not quite sure what happened to him. So we're going to go back up to the 24. We're going to take a look and see Zachary Allen. We're going to go back. We're going to rewind real quick and take a look. Actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to do this. We're going to go back to the actual accident. We're going to pause it right there. We're going to jump into the 24 truck. That was Zachary Allen. I'm going to see if I can get a good camera angle. What happened to Zachary to get him all bent out of shape? Let's see if I can get a better angle. Here we go. So just go along. We'll go around quarter time. He came up a little bit onto the nose of the 23, and he got a little bit loose. He pointed towards the infield. He tried to correct it. He overcorrected. He came back up into the nose of the 77. The 20 got into the back of the 77. And that's all she wrote. Like, they were just wrecking. So the 77, he is in trouble. Wow. Okay, let's go back and just back it up just a hair. We'll see if we can jump in with the 77, take a look and see what he saw out of his windshield. So we're going to Evan and Mick. He's in the pits now, but we'll go take a look and see if we can see out his windshield, if I can get my camera just right. Cockpit view, there we go. So we're going to go along in quarter view. So there's what he sees in the sunlight, so it's hard to see. The 24, he's just coming up and there's nothing he can do. Right into the side of the 24. He's up on his side a little bit, sliding into the outside wall. Lost his hood. Spinning around. Good thing he had two hoods on the truck, because now we got an extra hood there. All right. So that's what happened to the 77. All right, let's go back to live again. We're going to go back up to Matthew Karikoff. He's up there. And the lights are off on the pace truck. So we're going to have to speed this up a little bit. Evan and Mick is still in the pits, unfortunately. Mark Ward is still in the pits as well. Joe Tardif is coming into the pits. So the 25, I believe he's coming, no, the 25th position, he's coming, that's Joe Tardif. He just came into the pits and parked. Okay, so truck's going around. We're going to go back to live. Okay, we're riding along. They're going into turn 3 now. So Joe Tariff is coming back out. Mark Ward is coming back out. Evan and Mick, he is out of the race, unfortunately. So that's not good for Evan. All right, pace truck is off. We're going to get this thing rolling again. We jump up on top of the roll bar. Green flag's in the air. Here we go. On top of Matthew Karakoff's truck. They're out racing it. He's got a big jump. Big jump on Ty Bostic and Jeff Nairn. They're both looking at him drive away, running side by side. As long as these two guys are fighting side by side, it's giving Matthew all kinds of room to just drive away from the pack. So this is a good run for him at this moment in time. We're going to go back. We'll take a look at Brandon Fielder. He's in the 39 truck. They're 3 wide behind him. That's the 8 coming up beside him, trying to see what he can do. That's Ryan Pittman on the inside. Again, we're 3 wide farther back. William Kerwin, he's back there in the 81. So he looks like he got a fast repair. I would have to say that that's what he did. He took a fast repair to get that truck rebuilt and put back onto the track. But that's not what you want to do, is use your fast repair right at the very first of this race. We have 125 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 14. You do not want to have any further trouble. That's without a doubt. You do not need more trouble with that 81 truck. Okay, let's go back up Matthew Karakoff. I see that Jeff Nairn has caught up with him again. So the field has closed up on him. They're all in single file at the front of the pack. They have a few trucks further back. Just going on to the backstretch now. We're going to take a quick look back. We're going to go back and see Mark Ward. Take a look at his truck. He's farther at the back of the pack, just kind of riding along at this moment in time. Good looking 10 truck, the Copenhagen truck. Joe Tardif in the 23. He is back there in the 30th position. So he was involved in that, but he seems to be okay there now. He's a little late getting off the pit lane. So let's go up and see Eric Olson in the 64. That's the Kellogg's truck. Good looking truck that is. Again, with Wally Coyote and the Roadrunner, one on each side of the truck. So let's see who else we haven't seen here. We're just kind of taking a look through the trucks here at the moment while we can. There's Wes Gallo's truck, the 07. So Weeg Designs, I believe it's Weeg, W-E-A-G Designs on the back of the truck. So he had a couple issues last week. He's looking pretty good this week though. Brian Swoop is right there behind him in that Dodge. David Watts is in the 54. Marshall Dugan is in the 20. He's in the fire department truck. That's a good looking truck. I don't remember him having that paint job last week. So it might be a new paint job on that truck for him. There's Bryn George in the 45. His truck's looking pretty good here tonight. And Max Troyne up in the 8. He's on the outside right now taking a look. Seeing what he can do. Again, he's just biding his time. He's got a fairly fast truck himself. So he should be pretty good shape moving forward. just again, we don't get a chance to really see all the drivers, so while we're just tooling around the track, everyone's minding their P's and Q's at the first of this race. So I'm just going to try to get a quick look at some of these other trucks. So there's Duke Smith in the 17, the Carhartt Kubota truck. So that's his regular paint job. And we're just going to make sure that my trading paints is up. It has been up, but just to make sure we don't have any issues, I just want to make sure we're going to reload the paints just to make sure that everyone has their proper paint jobs. You may see the paint flicker on these vehicles, but it appears that everyone has their proper paint jobs on. Yes, everyone's flicking to a white paint job. That'll only be a momentary thing. They will go back to their custom paint jobs here momentarily. I just wanted to reboot my trading paints again. I like to do it sometime in the first of the race just to make sure everything is good and we have good, crisp, clean paints for the viewers to watch and see. Okay, so let's take a run back up Matthew Karakoff. He's still driving away with this thing. We have Jeff Nairn behind him, 10th of a second back, right on his back bumper. Ty Bostic is in 3rd. John Ledger is in 4th. Brandon Fiedler is in 5th. Ryan Pittman is in 6th. Philip Beaver is in 7th. Marty Calvert is in 8th. David Bassari is in 9th. And William Curran is up to 10th now. So we're just kind of going through the pack. So Evan and Mick is back on the track again. He had some repairs. We'll just take a quick look and see where Evan is. He's in 30th position, as I said. We'll see if I can get some data on him. See if we can bring up the timing tower to see where he is. We'll let it cycle through. So he is 2 laps down. He's only 2 laps down. I thought he would be farther down than that. He looked like he was in the pit lane for quite a while. But he is only 2 laps down. So we have a couple more cautions. He's sitting there riding by himself. As long as he doesn't have any problems by himself. If there's an accident, he should surely miss it. He is the only truck down at this moment. So he would get the wave around, the lucky dog. So we'll have to keep an eye on him and see how he makes out moving forward. All right, we're going to go back up to the leader. He's doing quite well up there. Everyone's minding their P's and Q's. You notice a lot of sunlight. When you go around the corner here, you notice that they're driving right into the sun, and it's quite bright. So it's the end of the day at Vegas, and that gets to be quite bright when you first come around that turn. That means that this front section will be a little bit warm. The pavement will be warm. So that could be a tricky corner. The 4th turn could be a little bit of an issue later on. But once the sun goes down, the whole track will be in the dark and in the shade, and it'll be a lot better off. So we're looking at lap 25. We're going to take a look and see pit strategies. So Karakoff has been out for 24 laps straight, 25 now going across the line. So we'll have to take a look and see, because I would say that he should be coming in for fuel at the very least very soon, somewhere within the next 5 laps or so. So we're going to take a look, ride along with him for a while, right along with the leaders. Okay, there's Jeff Nairn. He's fighting for the lead at the moment. Actually, he's coming up and he's taking the lead at the moment. He's going to run ahead of him. Matthew Karakoff has backed off a little bit. Maybe he thinks that he needs to go in for the pit lane here shortly, so he doesn't want to put on a big push, try to save a little bit of fuel. He knows Jeff's going to have to come in as well. These front runners, again, are definitely all going to have to come in for fuel, all the way down to the 8th position. Chabot was the last one in 17 laps ago. So everyone else has got 26. The top 7 trucks have got 26 laps on their truck. So they're definitely going to be looking for some fuel here shortly, I would say. Lap 28. Again, I'm not 100% sure what the deal is for fuel mileage. So I have to keep an eye on it. because everyone again will be coming in soon. I'm expecting them every time they go around the turn. I'm expecting them to slow right down, and we're going to have to keep an eye that they don't make a mistake coming into pit lane. No one's in pit lane at the moment. No one's coming in. We're pushing 29 laps on the trucks at this moment in time. Again, I'm not sure what the pit window is, but I'm thinking somewhere around 30 laps. I think these guys are going to try to milk it as best they can. We have Jeff Narron at the lead. Marty Calvert is in second. Brandon Fielder is in third. Philip Beaver is in fourth. Chandler Cabot is in fifth. Zach Ward is in sixth. Daniel Green is in seventh. Kane Vandermark is in fourth. Steve Mormon is in ninth. Christian Bass is in 10th. Matthew Karakoff has dropped way back. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Matthew. I'm not sure if he went into the pits or not. I don't see him on my ticker that he was into the pits yet, so I'm not quite sure why he is so far back. Just taking a look through my... Okay, Matthew Karakoff, he did leave pit lane, so we're going to take a look. Go back to pit strategy. Matthew Karakoff is... That's the top 15, so he's back further than that, so we'll have to keep an eye out later. So Matthew did go in for fuel. So these other guys up front, they should be coming in here soon. We have a lot of guys coming in. Elliot Swoop was in, he's out. Justin Moyers was in the pits. Evan Mick was in the pits. Chandler Chabot was in the pits, he came back out. Everyone's going through their pit cycles now. So all the leaders are in the pit lane. We have all the guys in the back now. They are all coming in a little bit later. They all have 22, 23 laps on their trucks at this moment in time. So Marty Calvert, he's been out there for quite a while. He's got 31 laps on his truck at this moment in time, so I'm not quite sure how he managed to get still many miles of lap time into his vehicle, but he is doing quite well at this moment in time. He's back there in the 14th position. So Zachary Allen, he is at the front of this thing in the 24 DuPont truck. And he is definitely driving away. He's got a almost 2-second gap on Duke Smith at this moment in time. But we have a caution. Elliot Swoop has crashed. Go back and take a look. We'll take a look at Elliot. See if we can zoom in on him. He's in the 33. We'll just take a look and see what happened to him in slow motion. We're not quite sure. Looks like the 4 was coming off a pit lane. Elliot was down a little bit low. Didn't expect the 4 to come up so quickly. The 4 got into him. Spun him around. The 4 went for a little bit of a ride. There's Elliot. Oh, he hit the wall. Backhand into the wall. Just going for a slide. We're going to back it up a little bit here and see what we see out of his windshield. When he was coming up, the 4 was coming out of pit lane. But it looked like the 4 just came up a little bit sooner than he expected. There's the 4 coming out of pit lane on your left-hand side. So the 4 was coming up. And he came up a little bit sooner than Elliot was able to give him some room. Spun him around, again, into the wall, looking out his windshield. Spinning him around. So we'll go back and take a look at the 4. That was Kane Vandermark. So we're going to go back to that again. So let's go back to the 4 car. Kane Vandermark. He was coming off of pit lane. Here he is coming out. He got into the 33. Just enough to spin him around. Put him sideways. And that's all she wrote. Put him down into the wall, and there you go. All right, we're going to go back to live. We're going to go back up to the leaders. We're just cycling through some pit stops here now. It appears that we have Ty Bostic in the lead. No, we're just taking a look and see who is in the lead. We have some cars that are lapped down. They're getting the wave around at this moment in time. All the guys that are getting a wave around, that will put the 22 in the lead position. Let's be Ty Bostic. And the 16, Brady Calvert, he's right there as well. Well, the 22, it appears that he has a Sea Dragon on the side of his truck tonight. Different paint job for sure. A couple guys cycling back and through the pack. Luke Smith, I see him moving back and forth back there. There's Joe in the 28 car. He should be actually in the 23. Joe Tardif. I'm showing him as the 28 truck on my paperwork, but he is showing actually on the truck as the 23. So we'll have to double check that one a little bit later on. Go back up to Ty. The lights are off on the Pace truck. Go back to make sure we're on live. Oh, okay, the lights are just going off now. The lights are off on the Pace truck now. Everyone's all squared away. 2 by 2. Still trying to find out where they're supposed to be. Yes, Joe Tardif. He's shown as the 23 truck, but according to my ticker, he is in the 28 truck. So we'll have to check that for next week. Have to make a note. Let the organizer know that he may need to get his number checked. We're just waiting for it to cycle back through. He's in 7th position, so we'll let's see what it shows on the ticker. In the 7th position. And sometimes my information in my computer screen does not match up with what you see. So we have the 28. The 28 of Tardif, but he is definitely showing the 23 on his truck. So just to let everyone know, when I say Mark Tardif in the 28, he's actually driving the 23 DoorDash truck. All right, so let's go back up to the leader. The lights are off. The Pace truck is going to be pulling off. There it goes. We're getting ready to go racing again. We'll jump up on the roof of Ty Bostic's truck, looking for the green. There's the green flag, and away we go. We're racing again. Getting a big push on the back. Looked like by Chandler in the 66. We have Marty Calvert on the outside. Take a look on the outside, see what he can do with it. We have 3 wide farther back. Back in the 7th and 8th position. Just trying to get everyone all squared away and sorted. We're going to take a quick look. I just want to take a quick look and see on our ticker. Looks like everyone, okay, Belk is out. Belk is out of the race at this moment in time. And let's see, Ward is down a lap, Field is down a lap, Beaver's down a lap, everyone's down a lap. Mick and Moyers are both down 3 laps at this moment in time. Just kind of taking a look. A lot of the guys farther back. And then we have a caution. The caution is back out again. Yellow flag. So let's go back and take a look and see exactly what happened. Just waiting for it to cycle through and to see who had the trouble with the yellow flag. It's not coming up on my ticker, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, this could be the stage break, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 42. I believe this is a stage break. That means the 22, Ty Bostic, was running in the front when this stage break came out. So any and all extra points will definitely go to Ty. I was waiting for lap 42, but there's been so much going on. We just had that accident happen. I was going through everyone's statistics, and to be honest, I think I missed the 42. The lap 42 that we were still waiting for the stage break. So all right, so everyone's going to be coming back into pit lane here now. Again, we have 5 total sets of tires, 4 tires in the pits. So we should be looking at some guys possibly getting some tires. We're going to ride along with Ty Bostic and see what he does. See what he gets for tires, fuel. He's up on the outside. He's going up on the inside, so that means he's taking all 4 tires, full tank of Sunoco fuel, then back onto the track again. Looks like he might have came out in second place, but I'll have to take a look at our scoring tower. A few guys did not pit this time around. So we have a new leader at this moment in time. Wes Gallo looks to be the leader at this moment in time, followed by Marshall Dugan. Daniel Green is in 3rd. Duke Smith is in 4th. Eric Olson is in 5th. Ty Bostic is now regulated back down to 6th position. Marty Calvert is in the 7th position. Chandler Chabot is in 8th. Zachary Allen is in 9th. And Joe Tardif is in the 10th position. So those are your drivers at this moment in time. Max Troyne, Zach Ward, Bryn George, and Mark Ward are still in the pits. Justin Moyers appears to be out of the race. Possibly Ben George is out of the race. No, they're just coming out of the pits. Okay, they're not out of the race. They're just coming out of the pits. Don't worry, all the fans of these guys. They're not out. They're just coming out of the pit lane. I was reading that wrong. Looking at 2 or 3 things at the same time. All right, so here we go. Wes Gallo's in lead. Marshall Dugan's in on the outside. Daniel Green right behind Wes. And Duke Smith is right behind Marshall Dugan. So let's see if these guys can give the leaders a push, inside or outside. Who's going to be able to get the jump? The lights are still on the pace truck. We're still squaring everyone away. Take a quick look at the pit strategies. So Gallo has only got 7 laps on his truck. Dugan only 7. Green has 6. Smith and Olson only have 6 as well. So Ty just came in. He only has a lap on his truck, so he's doing pretty good. So if he gets out in front, he will not need to stop for a while. We're going into turn 4. Pace truck should be pulling off. No, lights are still on, so we got one more lap. One more lap, ladies and gentlemen. I thought that the lights were off on the pace truck. It looked like to me when I saw them go by. But the light is definitely off on the pace truck now, so they're all lined up 2 by 2 by 2. Everyone looks pretty good. There's Mark Ward trying to catch up here. He's back in 19th position. He just pulled out of the pits. He's on the back straightaway now. Going to try to get a run. He has plenty of time to get to the back of the field before they get across the start-finish line. So he should be okay. 17th position is coming out of the pits. Max Troyne is coming out of the pits. Bryn George is coming out of the pits. Ellis Swoop is coming out of the pits. So everyone's coming out of pit lane. We'll go back up to the leaders. Wes Gallo going down into turn 3. Driving that good-looking Toyota. We have Toyotas at the front of the field, and then we have a Ford right there with them. Ford is in 3rd spot, surrounded by Toyotas at the moment. Here we go. Pace truck is now off. Coming down, looking for the green, looking for the green. Green flag's in the air, and away we go. Back to racing again. But we're going 3 wide right off the bat. We have the 64 right there. Take a good look at the 64, see what Eric Olson is. Zoom in on him. The 66 was high on the outside. It's a little dangerous out there right off the start, but it seems to be okay. But the 64 is slowly sliding back. He's in the middle lane now. He's just sliding back in between all these other trucks. So we're just going to go back up to the leader, Wes Gallo. He's still leading this thing. Oh, they're wrecking. Look at, oh no, they're wrecking right at the front. Right at the front. Yellow flag is out again. That was Duke Smith and Daniel Green. It looked like both of them wrecked. So we're going to try to get into this. We're going to try to get a good view. See if we can take it down to quarter speed. There we go. Duke Smith in the 17. And I believe it was the 99. Daniel Green. Looked like Duke just might have came down a little bit, or Duke came up a little bit. And that was it. She just went for a ride. Oh my goodness, look. Just about ripped the front wheel off her. Duke Smith spinning around. They're staying high. It looks like everyone's going around the bottom of them. We're just taking a look and see. Duke Smith is sliding back down into the main line of traffic. It looks like everyone clears them. Wow. Okay, let's go back. We're going to go back to that. Take a look at Daniel Green. We're just going to take a look out and see. He was on the inside, I believe. So we'll just take a look at his right rear suspension first of all. We'll go along in quarter speed again. So there's Duke. Looks like he's coming up. Looking on the outside. Came down and got into the back quarter panel of him just a little bit. That put him around. And I'll tell you what, man, Daniel Green went for a ride. Take a look out his windshield real quick. We're going to take a look out the cockpit of his truck. I'm sure he did not know what hit him. We're going to come and ride along. He got tapped in the rear quarter. He got spun around straight into the wall. He's up in the air, looking at the sky, waving to his fans in the grandstands. And there he is. That Carhartt truck is looking to be in bad shape. He got dinged up. Wow. I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a ride for the 99 of Daniel Green. All right, let's go back up to live again. All right, there's Wes Gallo. He's back in the lead of this thing still. Marty Calvert is in second. Marshall Dugan is in third. Zachary Allen in fourth. Ty Bostic in fifth. Chandler Chabot is in sixth. William Curran is in seventh. Joe Tardif is in eighth. Jeff Nairn is back in the ninth position now. He slipped back a little bit. And Tristan Bass is in the 10th position. So we got a little bit of excitement. Ryan Pittman crashed. I'm not quite sure what happened to Ryan. We'll just take a look and see. He's in the 08. Let's just take a quick look and see what happened to him. He's listing that he crashed, but I don't think he crashed. I think he just slowed down and parked it on the backstretch by the looks of things. It's not showing him as a crashing. I'm not quite sure why I would be listing him in red as being in a crash. Unless because he stopped on pit lane and then he got it going and went down the pit lane. So I have a nice system. My new system actually brings up the drivers. They light them up in red if they crash or if they have any kind of trouble at all. So it just listed him where he parked and stopped on the middle of the track as having a problem or crashing. So that was not a crash. He just stopped for some reason and then he went down on the pit lane. So that's where he's back at now. So let's take a quick look and see. I seem to have lost a few of my overlays. We just go back to live. There we go. We're back to live again. Back to racing. Back on the track. Lap 48. Everyone just minding their P's and Q's so far. They're back where they should be. There's the 22. Bostic, he's back there. He's looking out his windshield. He's trying to see if he can get up past these leaders again. He's back in 5th position. Taking a look and see what he can do. He prefers to be in the front of this pack. I know that for a fact. Definitely doesn't want to be at the back. That is a cool paint job that he has on the side of his truck there today. Uh-oh, I lost my information. There we go. Found it again. So yes, he has a sea serpent on the side of his truck. You got the Bass Pro Shops. Oh, we got the 20 going around, crashing. Bostic went off the track. Look, it's a big one. It's a big one, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big one. We're going to go back and see if we can take a look. See if we get the camera angle right. We're tied in with the 20. Marshall Dugan. He came down, looks like he came down into the front corner of West Gallo. He came down into Bostic. And that just set everyone up the track. Everyone except for the front 2 or 3 are involved in this. There's the 81. The 64 is involved. Jeff Nairn crashed, Ty Bostic, Eric Olson, Tristan Bass, Philip Beaver, Mark Ward. Everybody's involved in this by the looks of things. Not too many people are escaping this very well. Go back and take a look at the 64, Eric Olson. Go back and take a look at him. He was just tooling along, minding his own business. He just couldn't fetch up fast enough, and he just got tied up with everyone else. We'll see if we can see. Who else can we see? We'll see if we can take a look. Tristan Bass, we'll take a look at his truck. Tristan Bass' truck, when he got wrecked into it. Watch this as a replay. He came down into the 45 a little bit, maybe. No, he just got nailed by the 64. Got him spun around. There's the 5. 5 got hit a couple times. Wow. That's Zach Ward. So we're going to take a look and see. There's Mark Ward. Let's take a look at Mark Ward's truck. Zach Ward was involved. Mark Ward's in the 10. So he got nailed. Just carnage everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Just carnage everywhere. Wow. Okay. A lot of cars on pit lane right now. A lot of cars coming in. So let's see if we can do. We're looking for race information. Let's see what we have so far. We have race data. Pop-up race data. So we're at lap 52 of 125. We have 5 cautions for 15 laps so far with 5 lead changes. So there's what we have right now. Let's go back out onto the track. It looks like the 16 of Marty Calvert is in the lead of this thing now. The 24 is Zachary Allen right behind him. Wes Gallo is behind him. And the 00 of Matthew Karakov is behind him. So just, wow. Like, I'll tell you what, these guys are hurting here tonight. There's a lot of really beat up trucks on pit lane. We'll take a look and see if we can catch up to a few of these guys. So, Eric Olson, he's coming out of the pits. Mark Ward, he's coming out of the pits. Jeff Nairn's going into the pits now. Taking a look and see what he's going to have to get done. I believe he missed a lot of it, but I'm not quite sure. I think he got into a little bit of it. Just kind of following back up with the leader. Take a look and see what happens. Marty's up there leading this thing. The lights are off on the pace truck. They're going into turn 3. Again, this is the Road to Pro Truck Series. And these guys are putting on a show here tonight in Las Vegas. There's all kinds of action happening. And we're brought to you tonight by Gerald Collection. Here's the walking sticks. The walking sticks galore. So I have to go to their website, look them up. So I'll see if I can pop up their website here in a moment, but we're just getting ready to go back into Green Flag Racing. Back up with the leader. It looks like most of the trucks, mostly everyone is back on the track. Looks like they're adding an extra lap to the caution flag. Looks like they did that. Okay, I apologize. I had my keyboard up there. Okay, the lights are off on the pace truck now. Again, most weeks we have Whiplash Sim Cams. They provide us with some awesome camera angles. And tonight's race is brought to you by Pirate Broadcasting. Please like and share and subscribe. I really appreciate for those of you that watched the episode, watched the races, now especially that we're getting things nailed down a little bit tighter. By all means, subscribe and follow us. We have 3 different series, sometimes 4 series, because the odd time we do Sunday mornings as well. So there's lots of things going on in Pirate Broadcasting, all kinds of good things starting to happen. All right, let's go back up. Marty Calvert is in the lead. Zachary Allen is in second. Wes Gallows in third. Matthew Karakov is in fourth. Joe Tardif is in fifth. Daniel Green is in sixth. Bryn George, seventh. Zach Ward, eighth. William Curran is ninth. David Watts is in 10th. Pace truck is going off. We're getting ready to go racing again. Here we go. We're going around the track. Coming up to the green. Flags in the air. Here we go. We're racing again, boys. Just got a big jump. It looked like the 16 got a big jump. He got a big push from Wes Gallo. Slowly starting to pull ahead of the pack. He didn't get that big a jump that I thought. It looked like he was going to go for it, but then he didn't really seem to go as fast as I thought he was going to go. But he's definitely still out in the lead. Wes Gallo is in second. 24, Zachary Allen is in third on the outside. The two of them are fighting for second spot, back and forth. Trying to see what they can do. Bring up our full list for all the people that want to see the list of the drivers on the left-hand side there. You can follow your driver immediately. Oh, we have a truck around. The 19's around. 19's around already. We'll go back to that. There was John Ledger. He crashed. Yellow is out. So we're going to take a look, see what happened to John. There he is in the 19. Looks like the 39 is coming right down hard behind him. Might get into the back quarter panel of him. Just enough to slide him a little bit. I don't know if he actually hit him, though. He's going for a ride. The back wheel's actually off the ground. He's going to back into the inside wall really hard. That was a heck of a hit. Doesn't look like anyone else was involved. So we're going to back this up a little bit. We're going to take a look and see if I can follow this through. We're going to go to the left rear suspension. Going to follow this through and see if the 39 tapped into the Monster Energy truck. He's right there. Looks like he took the air off him. He might have gave him a little bit of a tap. That was just all it took. Just a little bit of a tap. And that was enough to send him. And there he goes. Looking at the rest of the field the wrong way. Hitting the wall. Lifted the truck up. All right. That's what happened to John. Wow. Back up to the front of the pack again. So we're definitely showing. Race recap. We're at 6 laps, 6 cautions for 19 laps at this moment in time. So the boys are gambling here tonight. They're gambling on how fast can I make this truck go and not run into anyone. And I don't know, some of these guys are not as lucky as they think that they might be. It is Vegas after all. You run the gamble. Take the chance. And something good might happen, or something very, very bad might happen as well. How are we doing out there in YouTube land? Everyone seems to be quiet in chat here this evening. Just double checking, make sure you can all hear me out there. APA 8, SMXXVI. Just wanted to double check, make sure that you can see and hear everything that's going on here in Vegas. All right, the lights are off on the pace truck. I called it right this time. The lights are off. We're lining up 2 by 2. We're going to give this thing another try. So here we go. Going into turn 1 and 2. So again, the Gerald Collection. Awesome walking sticks. Anytime you're out hiking, feel your heart race, get out and get some exercise. We have a ton of different walking sticks available. So you can go online, look for Gerald Country Collection, and you will find some awesome, awesome walking sticks. Again, personally, if I'm walking out around the neighborhood, I like to have a stick with me, just in case you get a mad dog, wild turkey, or even the odd budgie bird flying around my head. I hate those things. Anyway, it's always good to have that little bit of feeling of security, especially in my old age too. Sometimes I need a walking stick. Okay, here we go, boys. We're doing an extra caution lap. The guys obviously were not in line. So the lights were off on the pace truck. I know the lights were off on that pace truck when they drove around the last time around. But they're going to do an extra pace lap just to make sure these guys get all squared away. We're going to go back in the pack, make sure everyone. There's Mark Ward. He's going in. Whoa, he's coming into the pits hot. What the heck? He's coming into the pits really hot. What's going on with Mark? Wow. He was coming in really, really hot. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened to Mark. We'll take a look back. Here he is driving along. He's going around. He ran into the back of the 4. For whatever reason, he ran into the back of the 4 car. They got put into the wall. That's what made the caution save for the extra lap. Then he had trouble getting his truck restarted. Not quite sure what happened there. He backed it up. He got it fired up again. Doesn't look like a happy camper. He's bringing it into the pits. Slides it sideways. And that's it for him. So I would say Mark, not quite sure what's going on. We're going to go back up. Back up live. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had to see what was going on with him. We're back racing again. 16's out in the lead. Wes Gallo's second. Zachary Allen's third. Matthew Karakov is in fourth. Daniel Green is in fifth. I'm not quite sure what happened. We'll see if we get a report before the end of the race and see what exactly happened with all that was going on. But anyway, we're back up racing again. But here we go. Back at her. Wes Gallo's looking. He's trying to get through. We're going to go to Wes Gallo's windshield, take a look out his windshield and take a look and see. He wants to get by Marty. He's looking high, he's looking low, he's looking anywhere that he can go. We'll go up onto his roof cam. Take a look from the roof. Matthew Karakov is right there on the inside. He's going to try to get by Wes Gallo. Going to see if he can do anything with it. The two of them now are side by side. And we have Zachary Allen. He's looking as well. He wants to see what he can get by either one of these guys. He's in fourth position right now. But he definitely wants to get something happening. We're going to go back up to the big camera. Take a look. Everyone else looks pretty good, but they're switching lanes. There's the 81 right there. Williams just trying to see if he can find a hole open to get up there. There's the 24. Zachary Allen looking. William Curran is right there in the 81. Excuse me. They're just going for it. Trying to see what they can do. William Curran looking on the inside. He's looking down low. He's going to go. He's fighting for third right now. He has the 24 coming up, giving him a big push. See if the draft will help him. Give him a little bit of a run. He's on the inside. So the 0-0, Matthew Karakov. There's the 24. It looks like he's going to try to make it 3 wide. Thought better of it. Everyone cycled through, going down in the 2 wide, going into the corner. Again, the 81, William Curran, he's trying to see what he can do. He's looking. But he's starting to fade back again now. He had a big push on there for a while, a couple of laps, but he's regulated himself back into 4th or 5th position now. Just going to ride along. Take a breath. Study the situation. Take a look out his windshield. See what he can see. Looking for an opening with the 7, Wes Gallo. See if he can get up by him. There's the 0-0, Matthew Karakov. He's going low. Fighting it out with Marty Calvert. But Matthew's right there. They're trading the lead back and forth between the two of them, the 16 and the 0-0. Looks like Matthew has him on the corner. But on the straightaway, the 16 definitely has a little bit more power. Okay, now the 16 is going to slide back in the back. We have the Chevy out in front. Toyota trying to get by him again. Going into turn 1. That Toyota's definitely looking strong on the outside. He's been a strong truck for the past number of laps. There's the other Toyota, Wes Gallo, right behind him, looking to see if he can get up there as well. He wants to get up into this mix as well. I'll go back out to a wider angle camera. Get a better look. They're all doing fairly well. Again, the 16 on the outside, looking. William Curran is right there in 4th position, saying, you guys get out of my way because I want to get a piece of this as well. I want to get up in the front as well. So Matthew Karakov, he's driving away from this thing right now. He's found a little burst of energy. So away he goes. He's driving away from it, driving away from everyone else. Double check the pit strategies real quick. Karakov has got 30 laps on his truck, so he's going to have to come in here shortly. Calvert has got 30 laps. Gallo has 36 laps on his truck, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. 30 laps may not be an issue because 36 laps in Gallo's truck. So he's definitely running the fuel tank dry in that truck in the 07. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't see anyone in the waiting room. I was going to hope that one of these guys, if they had a wreck or if they had any trouble, I told them that they could come up into the booth, hang out for a bit, because I would love to know what their fuel mileage is. I thought it was around 30 laps, but it looks like they're definitely running a little bit more than that. Papa 8, I can hear you, sir. Thank you very much. Tell Brandon and Steve to step up their game. Yes, well, they probably should, eh? Duke 23519, they are having trouble getting lined up, is why they keep turning the pace truck lights back on. That's what I thought, Duke. I thought they were having some trouble. And again, I seen the 10, Mark Ward, he was having trouble as well. Back there in pit lane, so I'm just going to take a quick look. I don't even see Mark Ward on the track at this moment in time. I believe he is out. Jeffrey Belk is out. We're going to go back up to the leaders. I'm going to go back up to the leaders. There they are. See if I can bring up my NASCAR ticker. Take a look and see. Yes, Belk is out. He was in 31st position. He's out of it altogether. Fiedler is in 1 lap down. Everyone is a lap down until the 28th position. Mick is down 3 laps. Let's see. We'll make them cycle through. Let's see, and then yes, Ward is out as well. Moyers is also down 3 laps. Ward in the 10 truck. He was definitely out of the race for now. Not quite sure what happened to Ward. So obviously there was an issue. There was a problem somewhere. All right, so we're going to go back up to the leader. William Kerwin is right there, trying to keep up with these 2 guys. But these 2, the 16 and the 00, they're just driving away with it. William Curran is just looking, see what he can see. Take a look from his roof. He's watching the 2 of them fight for position, fight for first place. That's giving him a little bit of energy to catch up with these guys. As long as these 2 are fighting for position, he should be able to catch up with them because he does have a fast truck. Just kind of riding along. He's definitely going very low on the turn, on the triover, it looked like, going into turn 1. Everyone else is spaced out fairly decently. Back to David Watts, he's back there. Archie Kane Vandermark in the 4. He's back there as well. Ty Bostic. Matthew Karakov, he's coming into the pits. He's coming into the pits now. So he's coming in for his pit strategy. We're going to take a quick look, follow him in. Let's take a quick look and see the Budweiser truck, Kentucky Fried Chicken truck. That's a good combination, a bucket of chicken and a case of Budweiser, and away you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, he's up on the outside. Taking right side tires. He's going to take inside tires as well. Full tank of Sunoco fuel, and away he goes. All right, back up to the leader. That's William Curran. He's back in the front of this thing again. Other guys are now pitting. Artie Calvert just came into pits. Joe Terada is in the pit. Zachary Allen is in the pit. So right now, the 81 is in the lead. He's getting passed by Tristan Bass, though, on the outside. He's definitely putting in a struggle. Let's take a quick look. Karen's got 28 laps on his truck, but Bass also has 28 laps. So they're both running equal pit strategies, I would say. So they're both going to be coming in the next few laps. But again, I'm not 100% sure what the mileage is on these trucks. Is anyone out there in YouTube? Do you have any idea how many laps you're getting to a tank of fuel? If you know, please let me know. I've got no way to reach the drivers unless I drag one of them up into the waiting booth with me, but I don't really want to do that until I know that everyone's sitting pretty good. Okay, there's William Curran. He's dropped back now. He's back in the 4th position, so he's not running it nearly as hard anymore. Possibly to save some fuel. Because again, he is now running on about 29 laps of fuel. So 29 laps on the tank of gas, that's going to be getting pretty low on fuel, I would have to say, in that 81 truck and the 78 truck. They're both running same pit strategy. They were 29 laps ago that they were on pit lane. Let's just take a look and see. There's the 19. No, it's the 39. I apologize. The 39 right there. He's weaving back and forth. Looks like he's trying to block some of these guys, but I don't think he's doing it on purpose at this moment of time, because it's 83 laps out of 125. We're not like the last lap. There's the 4. Kane Vandermark. He's right on the back end of the 78. So take a quick look. There's Kane. He was definitely pushing the 78. Trying to give him a big shove. He's on the back of the 39 now. He wants to go somewhere. So I'm not quite sure what we have for Kane. Kane has got, let's see. Kane has got 26 laps on his truck. So he's still pretty good for fuel, I do believe. We'll back up Jeff Darren. Jeff Darren's in the lead of this thing. And he has Zach Ward in the 5 right behind him. William Curran is in 3rd. Kane Vandermark is up to 4th. Marshall Dugan is in 5th. Ty Bostic is back up to 6th position. All right, Tristan Bass, he just pulled into the pits. He's on his way in. Philip Beaver's in the pits. Ryan Pittman's in the pits, just coming out of the pits. Duke Smith is just coming out of the pits. John Ledger is in the pits. Evan and Mick is just coming out of the pits. So that's a quick pit stall update to let you know where everyone is. But Jeff Narron, he's still driving away from this thing at this moment in time. Zach Ward, hot on his heels. But it looks like he has a little bit of a gap. And he's making more of it as he goes. But we have a caution out. The caution is out again. Wes Gallo has crashed. Let's take a quick look. Go back. Take a look at that 07 truck. Take a little bit closer look at it. Let's see if we can see what happened to Wes. Go along in slow motion. He looks like he's all by himself right there. He's coming around the corner. Not quite sure what happened to Wes. We'll just follow this through for a moment. Oh, he's going around the 22, and he caught the edge of the 22, and then the 16 caught the back end of him. That's what it looks like to me. Back this up just a hair. See if we can get this back. Okay, the 20 was coming out. The 22 went up a little bit, came up in front of Wes. The 16 had nowhere to go. He got in the back of Wes. Just spun him around. The 99 got into the wall. He's going to try his best, and he does avoid the 07. So Zachary Allen, we'll take a quick look and see what happened to Zachary Allen. There he is in the 24. He got into the back of the 66. Oh my goodness, the 66 got into it. I believe the 66 might have been fetching up for that other accident. Take a look at Chandler. Let's see if we can back this up a little bit. So there's the 24. The 66 looked like he was slowing down in the corner. The 24 did not see the accident, maybe. So the 24 and then the 00 get into the back of the 24. Again, you can't quite see what's going on. Let's jump in with the 66. Let's see if I can find him here. Chandler. We're going to back up and see what happened, what he could see out of his windshield. Why did he slow down? I believe he could see the accident in front of him coming around that turn. So we'll just take a quick look and see. He's coming around the turn. Okay, he sees the trucks. They're all getting into an accident, so he started to fetch up. And as soon as he did, he got nailed from behind. So I would write that off as he hit the brake just a little bit too soon to avoid an accident in the distance. But he didn't realize that the 24 was so close to the back end. And that just caused all kinds of mayhem. Wow. I'll tell you what. These guys are having a heck of a night here tonight in Las Vegas. So we'll go back up. What do we have? We have race recap. So we should be on 7 cautions for 24 laps at this moment in time. Lap 88 of 125. And we've had 10 lead changes. All right, so we're going to go back and forth. Keep an eye on this. We're back up with Marshall Dugan. He's in the lead of this thing. I believe. Yes, in the fire truck. Fire Department, New York. So he's in the 20. He's leading this thing. Jeff Narrett is in second. Ty Bostic is in third. Eric Olson is in fourth. Chandler Chabot is in fifth position. Zach Ward is in sixth. Kane Vandermark is in seventh. William Curran is in eighth. Brandon Fiedler is in ninth. And Tristan Bass is in 10th position. I usually have a pace truck camera that I can go up and see a good look at the pace truck. That way I can see if the lights are on or not. But I don't seem to have that in this camera package that I have here tonight. Again, most times, most weeks we have Whiplash Sim Cams. They are awesome camera packages that they let me use. And unfortunately, I didn't get one for Vegas yet, so I didn't have it ready for this evening. But we'll look forward to another race later on, and we'll definitely have some sort of camera package, I am sure. All right. The lights are off on the pace truck. They're on the back straightaway. So this is the Road to Pro Truck Series. Again, brought to you by Gerald Collection walking sticks. Look for them on the internet. Get yourself a good, solidly built, naturally built walking stick today. So we have the 78 in the middle. I'm not quite sure what the 78's doing in the middle back there. The pace truck is off. Okay, he's back out. He's back out to the outside again. They're still trying to cycle through, but the green light is on. The flag is in the air. They're racing again. Here we go. They were a little bit out of sorts in the back, but they have everything lined up in the front of the pack, and these guys are just going. Jeff Dare and Marshall Dugan, they're at the front of this thing. There's Ty Bostic. He's right there pushing the 27. He wants a piece of this. He wants to get back up in front himself. And we're just riding along with them. They can look and see what we can see. 64 got a little wobbly, but he's all right now. Looks like the 3 of these guys out in front. Everyone else is trying to see if they can catch up. You get a wall truck just bounced off the wall, but he kept going. See a little puff of smoke back there. So there's the 24. He's coming back onto the track. He's well out of the way of everyone else. So we have Jeff Nairn and Martian Dugan. Martian Dugan is on the outside. He's definitely trying to hold off, but I dare say that Jeff Nairn is definitely got a little bit more powerful truck. And then we have the 00. 00 is on the back. He's actually down. He's actually in 18th position, so I believe he's down a lap. Let's go back down and take a look. He's trying to get ahead of these guys so he can get his lap back. Matthew Karikoff. Now let's take a quick look, see if we can bring him up. He's one lap down. Yes, Matthew Karikoff is one lap down at this moment in time. So he's trying to get back into getting his lap back. Meanwhile, these three guys are in front of him, blocking his way. But it appears that Matthew should be the first truck one lap down. So if a caution came out right now, he would get the lucky dog, as long as he's not involved in it. Papa 8 says looks like a bunch of chick hicks out there today. Well, that could be. That could be. They're definitely having fun with it, I think. Although I'm sure a few of the guys, they're running a little bit short on their tempers here this evening as well. Okay, look, okay, the 66 came down. He came down into the 39. No big deal, but it looked like just gave him a little bit of a tap. They're both still racing, no big deal. There's the 19. 19's trying to feed his way back up through the pack as well. That's John Ledger. He's down a couple laps. I'm going to bring that back up and see how far John is. John Ledger's down 3 laps at this moment in time. But here we go. We got a good pack of 6 or 7 trucks right there at the front. The 20 truck has been moved back. Marshall Dugan has moved back into 5th position at this moment in time. He was fighting for the lead. We have Jeff Nairn now. He is your lead truck. Ty Bostic is on his outside. Inside, actually. He's just looking, trying to get ahead, and he is. But there's is... Where are you? I was just saying, Matthew Karikoff. He's right there. He's actually a lap down, but he's showing in 3rd position right there on your screen at this moment in time. He's on the inside of that 00. And he's definitely trying to get up around these guys, get his lap back. He's just hoping that somebody behind him somewhere will bring out the caution. He'll get the lucky dog. He'll be back into the fight for this thing, because we have 28 laps to go. So if he's going to make something happen, he needs to get back on that main lap and see what he can do with it. All right, we're going to go back out, take a look and see different angles here. We're going a little bit wider. I'm just trying to see, who have we seen? We haven't really looked at Philip Beaver tonight. Go back and take a look at him. He's back there in the 60 truck, the Philmar truck. He's on the outside, back there with Kane and the 78 truck. Just kind of riding along, back there in the 24th position. Elliot Swoop is in the 33. He's back in 23rd position. But he's out there running by himself. Brian Swoop is actually back a little bit. He's in the 22nd position. He's driving that nice new Ram truck. Ram has just rejoined the series this year. And just this week, the iRacing has brought them back into the iRacing, so that means the guys can now drive a Ram. So he's the first Ram that I've seen on the track, actually. Well, that's a good looking truck. Nothing stops a Ram. Duke Smith, he was up further. He was in a couple accidents, but he is now back in 21st position. Just kind of riding along, taking care of his truck for now. Let's see, who else do we have? We have 13 trucks that are on the lead lap. at this moment in time. We just reconfirmed that. We'll bring up our ticker for NASCAR scoring tower. It seems that we have 17 trucks that are on the lead lap at this moment in time. All right, so we're just going to go back up to the leader, Zach Ward. Zach Ward in your 5 and Jeff Duran in the 27. They're fighting for the lead at this moment in time. I like his truck, the 5. He's got a Land Pirate truck. Well, let's take a look at that. There now. Welcome to Pirate Broadcasting, you Land Pirate. Yeah, there you go. Reminds me of my truck. Yeah, my truck is the Port City Pirates. It's my pirate crew, actually, we have here in New Brunswick, Canada. So I have a crew of 9 pirates. We go around, get hired by different communities for different events. So we are live action role reenactors. So yes, see, I just noticed that Land Pirate on the 5. You're my new favorite truck. There you go, buddy. All right, as a broadcaster, I can't have favorite trucks, but I do like the idea of seeing a Land Pirate there. Obviously, he left his ship and went for a walkabout. That's why he's now a Land Pirate instead of a seafaring pirate. You suppose? We're not sure. All right, but they're out there fighting for first position, the 5 and the 27. Guy Bostic is right there in 3rd spot, right there beside Chandler Chabot. They are all just right there waiting for one of these 2 guys in the front to make a mistake, so that way they can just fly on by them, take the lead. We have a good pack of cars up front. A few of the trucks have been spaced out a little bit farther back. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Just need to have a little sip. My throat was getting a little raw. It's also springtime, 'tis the season. So last thing I want to do is lose my voice. Kind of hard to broadcast races with no one talking in the background. And I'll tell you what, it's a little bit of a trick to speak non-stop for an hour and a half. So I need a little sip of water or something a little stronger every now and then. But as you can see, the 5 and the 27, these guys are starting to slowly slip away. They're fighting each other pretty strongly, but they are starting to slip away from the other pack. They are running about half a second ahead of the 3rd and 4th place vehicles. So we're just going to keep an eye on them. There's the 5. Zach, he just dropped in behind the 27, trying to pick up a little drafting help. See if he can catch a little bit of the draft, pick up a little bit of speed, and then maybe jump back out and try to pass the 27. I don't think it worked for him. He actually dropped back farther than what he had originally planned on, I'm sure. Again, looking down low, see if he can do anything with it. The trucks are right there. So landpirate.com, we'll have to take a look at that a little bit later on. Make myself some notes. Let's go back up into the chopper. We'll take a look back a little bit. Start looking back at a few of these trucks farther back. Everyone seems to be fairly much in line. There's the 17 going around the 8. 8 of Max Troyne. Matthew Karikoff, he's back farther now. He's in the 14th position. He was running up hard with the leaders. Thought better of it. So he should be okay back there. Brian Swoop in the Dodge. Joe Tardif, he's back there by himself at this moment in time. 22nd position. John Ledger, he's in 25th in the 19 truck. Zachary Allen, he's back there in 28th at the moment. He was running up front there for the longest time, but he's back in the 28th position. Take a quick look at the pit strategy. I'm not sure, I don't have him. We only got the first 15 trucks, so I can't even tell you where he is. Everyone else, okay. There's Chandler. Chandler's coming into the pits. Looks like he was off a little bit. I'm just going to back him up just for a moment. Looked like he came into pits hot. Looks like he got a little sideways. I could be wrong. Oh, there was an accident. I apologize. Ryan Pittman has crashed. Philip Beaver has crashed. We're going to go back and take a look. I'm trying to back him up to watch him because I thought he came in the pits a little strange looking. So let's just ride along. Ride along with the 08. Looks like the 20 and the 16 were coming into the pits hot. Okay, the 60. The 60, the 00, Matthew Karakov, he got into it. The 08, he got into the back of the 60. The 5, the 00, everyone trying to come in pit lane. They were all coming in hot. Let's ride along with the 00, Matthew Karakov. Let's back him up. See if we can take a look and see what happened to him. They were all coming in. Let's just ride along. The 00 is coming down. Around turn 3 and 4. He's looking to go into the pits. I believe he was looking to go into the pits. I'm not 100% sure. He got a big run. The 66 slowed down. The 00 got into the back of the 4. Put the 4 sideways. The 60 didn't see what was going on. He came into him full blast into the back of the 00. So that is what started the whole thing, I do believe. Then the 08 get into the back of the 60. The 5 got nailed. My goodness. Okay, just carnage everywhere. We'll back it up and get one big view from the wide angle camera. We'll take another quick look. They were all coming around the corner. It looks like the 00 just get into the back of the 4. Came in a little bit hot. Put him sideways. The 66 is on pit lane. The 60 came in, nailed the 00. So the 5 is slowing down. He's going across pit lane. And he locked it up and he spun it a little bit sideways. And all of a sudden the 00 came down and nailed his quarter panel. Everyone else trying to fetch everything up, trying to get woed up, trying to avoid the wreck as best as they can. Wow. Okay, let's go back live. We're going to go back up. Jeff Darren, he's in the lead. He's showing in the lead at this moment in time. I'm not quite sure where everyone else is. Philip Beaver's in the pits. David Baldessari is in the just coming into the pits. He's in the 97. I haven't spoke a whole lot about him this evening. Driving the Black Monster Energy truck. So he's in the pits as well. So we have Jeff Nairn and Ty Bostic is on the outside. They're running point on this thing at this moment in time. Kane Vandermark, Marshall Dugan, William Curran, Ben George, Max Troyne, Steve Mormon, Zach Ward, and Eric Olson. They are your top 10. They're all just up there trying to get squared away. See if I can bring up the scoring tower and see if we can try to figure out who is where. I'll go back to live. Ace truck is off. For some reason, my live is not coming back up for me. Not quite sure what happened to that. Oh, I'm not running full speed. There we go. Well, we have the yellow. The yellow came right back out again. As soon as we started, Zach Ward crashed. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I had a little bit of an issue with my cameras. Zach Ward, Brian Swoop, at West Gallo. They're all in the problem here. We'll go back up, take a look, see what we can see. So, Zach Ward in the 5. He was just involved in the end of that last one. He came down. Let's back it up just a hair. Let's see what happened. Zach Ward looks like came down into the 64 a little bit. That was the Land Pirate. But the 64 came up just a hair. They bounced off each other. Got the front end into them. Got him a little bit sideways to Stakey. The 24 got into the back end of him. The 69 got into the front end of him. The 16 got into the 69. The 17 getting into the 16. And then he got into the 69 as well. Bits and pieces of trucks everywhere. There's the 17 coming up, hitting the wall. 24 got into the 17. Everyone's just mayhem everywhere. Matthew Karakoff, he crashed. He showed it crashing as well. We'll take a look at the 00. He was involved in that. Wow. All right, we're back up with the leaders again. I'm telling you what, a lot of these guys want Vegas to be over with. They don't want to be here anymore, I'm sure. Let's go up and take a look. See if we can figure out who is where. Let's see who's where. How many cars are on the lead lap at this moment in time, because a lot of trucks are in the pits. So Ward's in the pits, 17 back. They're all in the pits. And we have a number of trucks. Beaver's out. Ward is out. Allen's in the pits. Looks like Karakoff is out. Not 100% sure. Pittman's down one lap. Yes, Karakoff is out. Wow, we have a lot of hurting trucks here this evening. A lot of problems. Let's do a race recap. We'll just take a quick look. We're at 115 laps of 125. Ty Bostic is in the lead. We have 9 cautions for 30 laps so far, with 11 lead changes. So Lorraine, Nija, Hi Rick, Go, John Ledger, 19, and Ty Bede in the 22. Well, Ty B in the 22 is at the front of this thing right now. John Ledger is back in the 23rd position. So he's back there trying to play catch up, but he's down, definitely. He's in trouble. So with 10 laps to go, it's going to be a hard run for him to get back up into this thing. So let's go back up. The lights are off on the pace truck. Everyone's getting geared up. We're coming around out of turn 2. There's still a couple trucks that are just coming off pit lane. Zachary Allen's still in the pit. Duke Smith is still in the pit. So they're still in the pit lane trying to get some repairs done really quick. Not sure if they're going to be able to get back out before this thing starts again. Going into turn 3. There you see our leaders. 22 on the outside. Kane Vandermark is in the 4 on the outside. Jeff Nair is in 3rd. William Curran is in 4th. Coming around the turn 4. Pace truck is pulling off. We're going to get ready to get this thing happening again. Here we go. Green flag's in the air. We're back to racing again. 22's got a bit of a jump. Definitely got a bit of a jump right there. 27 right on his back door. 4 Kane Vandermark. He's dropping down. He's getting in line in 3rd position. There's William Curran. He's on the outside looking and see what he can do. He's in 4th. Just taking a look and see. Everyone's in a straight line at this moment in time. We have 9 laps to go. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get there with another caution or not. And speaking of which, here we go. 2 trucks are on the infield. There they go. They're going. Did they catch it? I don't know if they counted it or not. That was Marshall Dugan. He came back onto the track. Wow. There's a truck in the wall back farther, but he's okay. Not sure if they're wrecking or not. Not seeing any issues. The yellow flag is not out, but they were just going for a minute. There's a caution. They called the caution now. Yellow flag is out again. We're going to go back. It looks like Tristan Bass. He crashed. Take a look. See what happened to Tristan in the 78, the black 78 truck. There he is back there. Wes Gallo right behind him. Wes Gallo get in the back end of him. Actually, Tristan got into the wall, slowed up just a little bit, and just enough for Tristan Bass to get nailed from Wes Gallo from behind. That took him and put him into the pits. I would say he had to be towed into pits since he just disappeared, and that's where he ended up. He ended up back in the pits. So we're back to live again. Back up with the leaders. Again, I just said that I didn't know if they were going to be able to get around this thing for 9 more laps without another caution. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your caution. So we're going to be pushing this thing because we're at 119. We have 6 laps to go. It'll probably be 3 laps to go by the time we come back to green flag racing again. So it's going to be a little tricky. So I'm thinking that the 22 truck, Guy Bostic, he's in the lead of this thing. He wants this thing to go. But I'm not sure if he's got enough fuel. Like, let's just take a quick look at the pit strategy. Bostic, no, he looks like he's got plenty of fuel. He did 24, and then he's just back out there in the latest cycle. So he should have plenty of fuel in the truck. Everyone looks at the top 15 trucks. Everyone looks like they have tons of fuel. Green, he's the only one that has 19 laps on his truck right now, but that's still plenty enough to run these last few laps. So let's just see what happens. We'll see what happens when the green flag drops again. Lights are still on the pace truck. They're on the back straightaway. I'm expecting the lights to go off the pace truck when they come back around. That'll give us 5 laps to go. 1 on caution, so that would be 4 laps to actually run to finish this race out. I don't know if they're going to be able to do 4 laps. I honestly don't think so. APA8 says, please release me. Finish this race. It seems to be going on forever, doesn't it, APA8? It seems to be. I'll tell you what. Guy Bostic, he definitely wants to see green the rest of the way. He does not want to see this go yellow anymore. But he's got a fast truck. But Jeff Nairn has also got a fast truck. And so I'm sure that Jeff's going to try to have something for him when this thing goes green again. There's the 8 truck, Max Troyne. He's back up there. He's in the top 3. 3rd position. He wants something to happen with him. And 4th place, Steve Mormon. He's from the back. Bryn George is from the back. Kane Vandermark, he's back in 6th. He's been fighting a little bit up the front of this pack. Chandler Chabot, he's been fighting at the front of this pack for a bit. Joe Tardif is there. Eric Olson. Marty Calvert, he's up there in 10th. So we have a few very fast trucks. We have a few guys that were farther back that made their way up to the front of the pack. So we're just going to take a look and see. The lights are off on the truck. The pace truck lights are off. They're in turn 3. Will Ty be able to hold them off? There's going to be 4 laps to go when the green flag drops. So it's going to come down to this. I think Ty and Jeff are going to be fighting tooth and nail between the two of them. That's Jeff on the outside, the 27. Ty on the inside, 22. Let's see what happens. Coming around, green flags in the air. We're racing, boys. Here we go, 4 laps to go. They're out there racing hard. The Ty's got a little bit of a jump. Jeff dropped back a little bit. There's the 8, Max Troyne. He's right there. He wants to take 2nd place, and he wants to try for 1st. He definitely has a faster truck. He's trying to get up there. They're all wide. They're 4 wide in places back, far behind them. And Ty is not liking this. He does not want another yellow flag. He wants to run this thing out, I'm sure. But he also has Jeff Nairn on the outside of him, looking and pushing hard, trying to get by him. We're down to 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go right now. Everyone's trying. Ty is definitely pulling out the lead. But Jeff is right there. I'll tell you what. There's Jeff. Jeff's now got into the front. They're definitely fighting for it. Back and forth. Just the two of them. Here we go. We're going down to 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go coming around. They need to get around one more time in order to not have a green-white checker. They're getting a little snaky in the back. There's the truck back farther. He got a little snaky, but he corrected it. He seems okay. No caution. We're still racing. There's Ty Bostic. It's all he can do. He has the 8 now. Max Troy chasing up behind him. But I'll tell you what, Ty's slowly pulling away a little bit. We're down to 1 lap, final lap. So I'll tell you what, we have a different set of racers up front here now. There's Max Troy. He's up into 2nd place. I'll tell you what, right now, final lap, no green-white checker. This is going to be checker or wrecker. We're going into turn 3, coming around out of turn 4. We're taking a look. Coming across the start-finish line. There we go, Ty Bostic, Max Troy, and Joe Tardif. Looks like Joe got 3rd place out of that. Look at that. Jeff Nairn brought it in 4th position. I'll tell you what, Jeff is right there. I thought for sure he would have been at least on the podium, top 3, but he just got edged out at the very last lap. So there's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Coming around the track, I'll tell you what, that was a hard-fought battle for Ty Bostic. Max Troy, 2nd place. Here we go. We're going to burn her down a little bit. I'm going to have fun with it. Yes, sir. Burn her down, Ty. You deserve it, buddy. Having fun with it. Lap 8, sweet release. It's finally over. Yes, it is. There we go. Ty Bostic just having fun with it here now. Just having fun with it. All right, so we're going to bring up the results. That's the practice results. We want the race results, actually. We have Ty Bostic in the lead. Max Troy is in 2nd. Joe Tardif is in 3rd. Jeff Nairn is in 4th. Steve Morriman is in 5th. Bryn George is in 6th. Daniel Green, 7th. Chandler Chabot is in 8th. Brandon Fiedler is in 9th. William Caron is in 10th. Elliot Swoop in 11th. David Watson, 12th. Eric Olson in 13th. Kane Vandermark is in 14th. Marshall Dugan is in 15th. Marty Calvert was 16th position. Ryan Pittman was in 17th. Zach Ward was down in the 18th position. Let's see if we can go down to the next screen. I can't seem to have my next screen. Let's go. There we go. David Baldessari, he was in 19th position. Then we have Brian Swoop in 20th. Wes Gallows in 21st. John Ledger is in 22nd. Justin Moyers was in 23rd. Evan Amick was in 24th position. Christian Bass ended up in 25th position. Duke Smith was in 26th. Matthew Karakoff was in 27th position. Zachary Allen, 28th. Philip Beaver was back in the 29th position. Mark Ward finished up 30th position. Jeffrey Belk was in 31st. And that appears to be all our drivers. So that was everyone, ladies and gentlemen. So Ty Bostic is your winner. So we're just going to go back and take a quick look see if I can get out of here. See if I can bring up our standings, our driver video. There we go. That's what I was looking for. And we're going to see if we can we got Ty Bostic there. I'm just looking down for Joe Tardif. See if I can pull him up into the booth here. Just bear with me here a moment. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Joe, you got a copy out there, buddy?
How's it going?
Hey, it's Art up here in the booth, man. Third place. You just snuck that in there at the last minute, didn't you?
18th to third in 7 laps. I don't know how it happened. No clue.
I'll tell you what, yes, sir. You were right there. And I really didn't even have you on my radar. You were back farther for a lot of the race. You were up for a while, and then you slipped back, and then, by geez, I'll tell you, the last 5 laps, you just put a big push on.
Yeah, tires were good. I think I was fresh by 5 or 6 laps on the tires. So I definitely had a little bit of an advantage. I needed one more lap, and I think I would have had something for those 2 up front. One more lap.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, no, you were definitely cruising without a doubt. So walk us through those last couple laps. Did you have any strategy in mind or just giving her hell?
Rip the middle to the high, full floor to the feet to the floor. I didn't lift. They were forced to lift a little bit because if you got behind somebody, the trucks are stupid tight. So I tried to run the high line at least to stay out of the push. And that allowed me to make a couple 3-wide moves there to get up to, second at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just had to stay out of that. The arrow was just bad. I don't know if it's the new update or because I haven't ran these trucks here in a little bit, but they were definitely arrow tight behind somebody.
Right on. Right on. All right. So Darlington next week, top 3. That going to give you a little bit of confidence going into Darlington. Lady in black.
No confidence in that. No.
No.
We, as a league, I mean, this is my first race this season. I've raced with these boys, and girls, over the last 4 seasons. Have been good racing, but that is definitely not a good representation of what we usually put on.
Okay. Well, it makes it interesting for me as a broadcaster. We just keep going back and forth.
It was definitely interesting. Strategy was all over the place because you had people getting caught laps down, getting their laps back, pitting in the middle of cycles, falling back. Like I was 22nd with 13 to go because everybody topped off. I got caught a lap down.
It's almost like running Daytona. Like you just never know until the last lap.
Exactly. That's what it felt like tonight.
Right on. All right. Well, you got anything to say to any of your sponsors or any of your friends back home?
Oh no, just shout out to the boys in the league, allowing, starting a new season. I'm glad I'm back.
Right on.
It's fun. It's a good track to come back to. Looking for more fun this season.
Good stuff. All right. Well, I'm going to put you down into the waiting room. You can take yourself back down to wherever you were. I'm not quite sure where I grabbed you from.
All right, no worries.
Stay out of the casino. Don't lose all your money in there. All right, man. You have a good night. We'll see you next week at Darlington.
See you next week.
All right, that was Joe Tardif. He was in 3rd position. We're just going to go down and look for Max Troyne. So we're looking for Max. Where is Max? Max Troyne is in the 8th. So let's see if I can find Max. I believe that's Max right there. And we're going to grab onto him. Hey, Max, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing?
Not too bad. Now, I'm looking for Max Troyne, but I see Max at number 8, so I'm assuming that's you.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry, I forgot to go to the waiting room. I was so busy watching the replays.
Oh, there you go. So, 2nd place, man. You were down in the pack for the longest time, but you at the last of the race there, you made yourself back up to 2nd place. Good going.
Yeah, I don't really even know how that happened. Because I was mostly just trying to save tires all day and just see if we could get a long run and I could pass some people. And then it just like a caution fell with 15 to go. I was literally just about to pit too, but a caution fell with like 15 to go. And it just put me in the right spot.
Right on. Yeah, well, again, the cautions, you're going to burn less fuel and it cools your tires off a little bit. How was the right front? Was the right front being torn up pretty bad here tonight?
Yeah, I was trying to take it really easy in the beginning of runs so that it would last a little longer. And even still, I found that like 20-ish, 25 laps into a run, which fuel only goes like 28 laps here, so it's not like too big a problem. But late in the run they would wear off, and I'd be lifting big time into the corners, but it's still fun. Lots of lanes to pick from. Like at the end there, I was trying to like find a lane on the outside around the 22 or whoever was leading, and it wouldn't stick. If I could have just kept it up there, I don't know, maybe I could have gotten to him, but
Okay, well, I tell you that the other thing is so many cautions. Now, how intense were those restarts, and did it affect your racing strategy at all? You know, you were just mentioning that that caution came out and saved you from going into the pit. So, but how were the restarts though? Were they pretty crazy or?
dude, they were hectic. It depends who you have on your bumpers for the most part. There were some that I was like white knuckle, like fighting for every spot, and there were some that I was like my mindset was more like let's just kind of not abuse these tires and see if we can make it through, 15 laps, and then we'll start running and catching these guys that are maybe past me. But the restarts were so hectic, dude. Like I felt like no matter what, there was always a car. I couldn't get loose. If I was trying to gather it up, there was someone on my right, someone on my left. It was just chaos.
Well, it was definitely tight racing there at the very end of her for sure. And again, congratulations, you came up to second place. Darlington next week. So you got a little bit of confidence going into Darlington, or Lady in Black gonna be a little scary?
I personally love Darlington, but I'm not as good as some of the dudes in this league will be. So I'd honestly, another top 10 would be fantastic next week. I think I started this year with three, or if this is our fourth race, I started with like 3 out of the top 15 finishes. So genuinely anything in front of that would be a plus at this point.
Right on. All right. Well, have you got anything to say to any of your friends or sponsors back home?
Hi parents, if you're watching, I love you. Thank you. And yeah, that's about it,
Right on. Well, I'll say the same thing I told Joe. Stay out of the casinos there, man. You get Darlington to go to next week. You want to be able to afford fuel for the hauler to get your car down there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We should probably just go straight home instead of stopping at the casinos on the strip, but we'll see what the crew guys say.
Right on. All right, man. I'm going to put you back down, and we will talk to you next week in Darlington.
Thank you, Art. Appreciate all you do.
All right, man. I think I had you got an EGR, but you can find your way if I put you in the wrong spot, man. All right.
No problem. Thanks.
Okay. All right. That was your second place driver, Max Troyne. And we're going to grab on to Ty Bostic now and see if we can pull him up into the booth with us. Try to pull him up. He's not pulling for some reason. I can't quite see him. Why can't I pull him up into the booth? There we go. There we go. I got you now. Ty, you there, are you, buddy?
I got you. How's it going, Art?
Oh, good, man. I had a little bit of trouble pulling you up in here into the booth with me. So yeah, how was that, man? You were at the front, you were at the back, you were in the middle, you were all over this racetrack tonight.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster for sure. Yeah, I ran up front for a little while and ended up getting caught on the wrecks and had to use my fast repair towards the back. And of course, it's harder to move around when you get back there in the the back end of the pack. So it's harder to pass in that dirty air. So
Right
it took me a
on.
little while to get back up there, but I eventually made it up there luckily.
Right on. No, it was fun to watch. I'll tell you what, and I would watch you back there. So you were usually running back in third, fourth, or fifth. You weren't. You were in the lead for a while, then you would give it up, and then it was back and forth. But I'll tell you what, it looked like it was a struggle just to try to catch up with those guys.
Yeah, it can be for sure. You got to play the air correctly with these trucks. They're not high powered enough to just like pull away from anybody on your own. So you got to use the draft kind of like you would at a super speedway to try to catch momentum. But of course, being in the corners, you got to play it smart too, because then it gets super tight if you're running directly somebody's wake in there. So you just got to play all the air correctly, or at least decent, to try to keep your momentum going throughout the entire lap.
Right on. So at any point tonight with so many cautions, did you think that your race might be over if you get caught up in one of these messes here tonight?
Oh, I lost my fast repair about halfway through. So after that, you always have that thought going through. But luckily, it didn't play out that way, so it worked out for me.
Yes, once you use your fast repair up and you have nothing there, it just makes you rethink some of the things you might do a little bit more recklessly, possibly, when you don't have that as a backup plan anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I usually try not to drive reckless. I try to keep it clean and make smart, calculated moves. So I usually don't cause myself to use faster pairs too often. Knock on wood, but I just got collected in a different wreck for somebody else and had to use it. So of
Yes,
course you might
go
stay.
ahead.
So might try to steer clear a little bit more away from people when you don't have a faster pair anymore. That's for sure, though.
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure that's on the mind of a lot of drivers because I am quite sure a lot of drivers use their fast repair at some point this evening.
I'd be fairly surprised for sure too. There was a couple wrecks that look like a parking lot. So
There was a lot, and there's a few tempers that were raised, I believe, as well. But I'm not sure about that, so I won't comment any further on that. But yeah, no, it looked like it was a heck of a ride for most of the guys. So going into Darlington next week, tell us your thoughts on Darlington.
it should be pretty fun. I wish it was in a more powerful car. Of course, I love Darlington, and I love a car that can move around and have to drive it a little bit. These trucks are a little bit more underpowered than some of the other NASCAR top series cars. So, of course, I'd like to be in one of the more powerful cars, but it'll still be a lot of fun in the truck. Darlington's one of my favorite tracks to race. It's a lot of fun. You gotta hit your marks every time and keep your truck clean to try to run well. So it'll be a fun time.
Right on. All right. So anything for your sponsors or any of your friends back home?
Yes, appreciate all the guys that put the league on, and all my teammates. It's always a great time running in this league, and obviously it's a lot of cautions coming out early on, but it's just growing pains. A lot of people new running together. We'll get it ironed out, but it's a lot of fun running with these guys still. Good group of guys to race with.
Yes, it's definitely a broadcasting.
Shout out my teammates and especially Jeff helping me there at the end to help me push through and keep the momentum to help one of us get the win.
Right on. Sorry to interrupt you there for a minute there. I was just going to say, because I'm new to this league as well, just started broadcasting for you guys, but it seems like everyone's clicking quite well together. And, the guys just looks like you're having a heck of a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm having fun. I mean, it's a game. You got to be enjoying yourself. If you're not, why are you doing it?
Exactly. Alrighty, man. Well, I'm going to put you back down again, put you back down in the waiting room. And appreciate it, and congratulations on your win. We look forward to seeing what you're going to do next week at Darlington.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Art.
Alrighty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the race. Ty Bostic first, Max Troy in second, Joe Tardif is in third, Jeff Nairn fourth, Steve Mormon was in fifth. So that was the race as we seen it. Again, Road to Pro Truck Series. Brought to you by Gerald Collection, walking sticks. Just some really, really nice, naturally made walking sticks. I'll tell you what. And that was our race from Las Vegas. I'm going to go hit the casino, see if I can make $1 or $2. And we look forward to seeing you all in Darlington next Thursday night. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we shall see you in 1 week.